Guys, how's it going? It's me, Dakota 303 here, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a Minecraft video, um, a little bit different than the last gaming videos I did, the last two I uploaded, but this one's going to be just of the creations that I've built in this new world that I created about a couple months ago, and I just want to basically kind of show you what I've been working on. So there's going to be a lot more buildings and stuff being constructed. As you guys can see, there's a building built way off in the distance there. Which we'll get to those eventually, but right now I'm just mainly focusing on these three huge buildings. I'm not going to go into great detail about these two because there's a lot of rooms in this building alone, and same with this one. So those will be like a very detailed video later on down the road. But I mean, if we get to it, we get to it. But if not, you know. And then if my mic audio sounds kind of weird, I'm still trying to get through all these bugs with playing Minecraft, or not playing Minecraft, but just doing video stuff like this with the PlayStation, because I haven't been really familiar with it, never really tried it up until now. So we'll see how it goes, and if there's any bugs or anything, I'll try to make it better with the next video. But anyway, enough rambling for me, and let's go ahead and get this started. So before we enter this huge building, I kind of just want to kind of pan out a little bit. I'm kind of going to get into fly mode here just to kind of show you all just how big this building is. But you'll see when I get to the top of it, you'll kind of see how much more major it is. So yeah, the whole building around here, it's like a square building in a way, pretty much square. Um, as you guys can see, there's a bunch of glass panels at the top, and then you kind of see the upper roof line here. So let's go ahead and raise up a little bit so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So this was a really funky design. Believe it or not, I was actually constructing this as I was watching live streams of Hurricane, I think, Milton that just came through down in Florida. I said all my prayers and stuff go down to those people that suffered from that hurricane. But believe it or not, I don't know where this ideal came up. I just want to make this pool building, and whenever Hurricane Milton was going through, I was watching the live streams while I was building this in the background. So I don't know. It was a weird design that I came up with, but I kind of like the design because it's a really like I don't know. It's just like a weird design. It's like a weird design to me, but at the same time, it's like a cool design to me. So I mean, it's my world, so I'm gonna create my buildings how I want to. So I thought this was a really cool ideal, and this is what came out of it. So you kind of got your square building, or not the square building. What am I talking about? You kind of got the square, the top roof design, kind of like a normal roof. Of course, you got all these glass panels to let all the light in the daytime because this building's kind of as I call it, eco-friendly, to where you want to save power, even though you go have actual power in Minecraft. It's just, you know, logistics with Minecraft. But basically, I wanted to make this building to where it was like in the real world, like eco-friendly and basically letting in natural light a lot more than just relying on fossil fuels and with lights or with non-real light. So that's where all these glass panels came from, and then this huge roof part here that covers this whole pool. Um, don't know where this design came from either. Like I said, it came up out of the blue, and this is just how I created it. It's not completely perfect. I noticed I have a tendency of building these buildings when I do completely from scratch. Like so a lot of people, I feel like they do that, but with big construction like this, like it's very common to make errors, especially if you get confused with a block and you know things get mix matched in the whole 9 yards. So it's not perfect by any means, but I try to make it look as most good as possible without having to completely redesign the whole structure. So you'll kind of see once we get inside here what I'm talking about here. So yeah, it's a weird design roof, but at the same time, it kind of looks really cool. I don't know if any buildings out there have this type of design, but if they do, it'd be really cool to see actually in person because I would be really, it'd be really cool to see something like this in person. But anywho, same thing going on with this building over here. This one's kind of got that same roof design, just a little bit different. So, but we'll get to that building later on. So let's go ahead and enter this huge pool building. This pool building took, I think, about 2 days for me to complete. That's including like doing my personal life stuff, you know, and just dealing with other stuff. So yeah, it took about 2 days to build. They said it was a very complex build, as of course I was trying to figure out how I was going to design this building. And some of you might ask, well, how come um, you didn't build the pool like into the ground? And this is basically the reason. This is a flat world. I do not know how to make extra blocks. I'm still trying to learn that. So if you dig past this far, you have, you know, the end of the map here. So not really much I can do about building a pool in ground, unfortunately. So that's why I had to build up and make this whole building as it was. So you walk in here, and of course you're greeted with two doors, and you have, of course, these were supposed to be, I think, like, whenever I designed this pool building, I wanted it to be for use for, because these whole huge buildings here is a school district. So all of these buildings here are just like a whole school built in combined, and they're just separate buildings. And then, of course, this school has a pool building. So I wanted to make this pool building to where it was accessible for both, like, I mean, obviously we're just playing pretend here, and basically just making it to where, like, it's up open to the public, but at the same time, like, students, like, if school's in session during the day, like I said, we're just pretending here, and like school's during session during the day, and obviously students go out here for like a pool class, and obviously the pool is closed to the public during the day during school sessions. But like during the summer months or like during the weekends, like, this building would be open to the public for people that would come in and just swim. So of course you got your front entrances here. These are kind of like, I still haven't fully completed them, but these are eventually going to turn into like shower rooms for the public. And then, of course, you walk in here, you have the main entrance or the main lobby. It's not a very big lobby, but it's just like something to like walk into and get up to the upstairs. And then, of course, you got this little design. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this. It just kind of looked like the pool water waves or something. So that's just what that came up as. So, of course, with the wood accent wall in the back. So it kind of makes it kind of cool, but I said it's what I created, and I'm satisfied with it, so that's what we're going with. So, of course, you have two different bathrooms on each side of this lobby. You have, of course, the women's restroom and then the men's restroom. They're both identical, so I'm not going to go into each room to show you how that is, because they're basically all the same. So you walk in. I'm still trying to get all these things worked out with Minecraft on how to make things realistic as possible, but this is basically kind of like an imaginary sink, so you just imagine there's sinks there. And then, of course, you have the restrooms with non-existent toilets, of course, because, you know, it's Minecraft. We don't really use the restroom in Minecraft, but just to kind of make it look realistic. And of course, you have this kind of a bigger area where people can walk into, and then this gets you to the upstairs. So you go upstairs. Of course, I don't really know how this ended up coming up. I just didn't design it in the exact way, so you have to go up these stairs, and it basically walks you onto the full pool floor, and then all the way around the pool, there's a bunch of just seating areas. So, like I said, I'm still learning how to construct buildings. Like, I've been building or making buildings in Minecraft since like 2015. So I've definitely come a long way with making these buildings, but as I said, each to their own. Everyone's got their own creations, and I respect that for everyone. So if, you know, people come at me for my designs, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, I mean, you all have your worlds, I have mine. Like, I created, I'm just showing them off. So I said it's to each their own. So you got the whole pool here, which is really a deep pool. I do not know what I was thinking when I made this pool. All I was thinking, I was like, I want to make it just really deep. So as you can see, it goes down very far, like where even my character is even just like, he can't even see daylight. And even at the shallowest end of the pool here, you see that um, he's still underwater. So this pool is not no shallow pool by any means, but just to kind of make it realistic, so that's the best that I can do. But other than that, I kind of added, of course, some things like a normal pool. Usually you can see that I cannot speak today. I usually, with this, I made some aesthetic with the pool. Like, of course, you got the lines through here, and of course, you got the accent lighting at the in the pool, and of course, I created the drains. So they're kind of realistic drains, but not really. Just again, just mainly for aesthetics. And then we'll go ahead and talk about this whole roof situation here. So, as you can see, it kind of looks like a huge glass dome. It's just kind of like at an angle. And this is where you can really see the design failure with how this thing, like the whole design part, like didn't add up to where they're completely matching. So as you guys can kind of see here on this side here, you got these panels up here, or got these lights here, compared to this one over here. It's a little bit different. So I'm trying to exactly figure out how I seen it the other day. But yeah, you can definitely tell there is a huge difference, and like one part's like not completely exact to be right. Oh, I think it was this side. So as you can kind of see with this side over here, you have like a pair of lights off, pair of lights off, pair of lights off. So compared to this one over here, you have the exact same, because how I was planning it out is both the edges here would have lights and then it would just go down, but obviously it did not work that way, because then it would start affecting into this thing over here. So I just kind of made it the best way I can and just rolled with it, because I was just like, I don't want to sit here and reconstruct the whole entire building. So a little bit of, not perfect. It's like, it is what it is. It still works out. So, and then of course you see these little speaker looking things here. It's kind of like this audio system of the um, building. Not like it's going to be playing any music, but just like I said, for aesthetic. So there's two different exits to get for the public to enter through, and that's those two up here. And then if you go to this other one over here, this one is for the student access. So even if there's an event to where there's like, said we're playing pretend again. If it's like a public event to where like the families are coming to watch their kids swim for like championships or sports stuff like that, then obviously they would enter through here, and they would come up, and of course the public would enter through there. So we'll go down this way here, and it kind of leads us to another little small room. Of course, you got the same accent wall thing, kind of same with the lobby, along with, the lights and those two little blue things. And then, of course, you have another restroom here, along with this little kind of open area here, where students can kind of like just be in here and chill out if they need to be, or just waiting to go up. Of course, you have that restroom. These both are identical. I'll just kind of show you how they are. So these are a little bit smaller design, like they have a small sink, and then of course the bathrooms. These can be used as changing rooms or whichever. Like I said, it's a bathroom in a pool building, so we go down this hallway here, and of course this exit part here will go back to. It will enter into the gymnasium of this school building that's going to be built here soon. Just haven't got to that point yet. Still working on it. And then we go through this way, and these are the shower rooms for the students. So, of course, you have the male's restroom, and you got the female's one down there. Both are identical. So you got the shower rooms. I made these a little bit taller and made like artificial drains, just to kind of, I said, again, with the aesthetics. And then, of course, you just have normal restroom stalls, so that way you kind of have like multiple bathrooms in like one part, I suppose. And then, of course, you go down to this end of the corridor here. You have, or not the corridor, hallway, either way. And you got a storage room here, which is basically empty. And then let's go ahead and exit out of this building through here. And then we'll go into this other side over here, and I will show you what's behind this door. So there is no openings to get anywhere into this room other than this door here. So let me go ahead and get my thing here so I can unlock the door. So this is basically the pool pump system. So obviously, made them look real as possible to look like almost pool pumps, even though There's not really much I can do to make stuff like that, but this is how the best I can do it. So just basically got some pumps, or looks like pumps in here. And of course, it's kind of that's pretty much all this room is for. So that's that room. And then if you come on the side here, you basically have fake looking AC units. You got this big one obviously here for the whole top floor. And then you have these two little guys that cover um, the lobby areas for both the public and the um, students, along with like their shower rooms, bathrooms, etc. So other than that, that's pretty much this whole the full pool building. And as I said, it's a pretty cool design, and to me, so I liked how it looks. So I said it came to life pretty quickly, and I was pretty satisfied with it. So now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about these two buildings that are fully constructed for the most part. So this whole school district here is currently consisted of three main buildings, along with this connecting building that is basically the lobby for the school. So, of course, you have like, I'm not sure exactly which buildings are going to be at. I'm thinking elementary, middle school, and high school, since elementary really doesn't need to be involved with, like extracurricular stuff like the pool building and the auditorium that's going to get ready to be built right next to the pool building soon. So that one here is probably going to be elementary, middle school, and then high school. So all these buildings here, except for that one over there. So these three here are twin buildings. So they're mostly built identical as far as the structure-wise goes. Their interiors may be a little bit different. This one was the first one I built. You can definitely tell, which I'll get in that in a minute here, on the flaws that I did with this one from not being playing Minecraft for a while. And then once I fully created this one, then started on this one has a lot more better looking design on the interior than that one does. But on the outside, they pretty much look identical, other than, I said, minor touches, stuff like that. And then these little rooms here that are connected to these buildings are basically the offices for the schools. So, elementary, middle, high school. So basically kind of like this one here. You just walk in and it's just basically like an office. I decided to make like one of this rooms, like the counselor room, principal, and then the secretary is right here. And then of course you walk out here and then you just got the main lobby of the school district. So I won't go into every detail with not these houses, but these buildings, but I'll kind of show you how they are, just kind of the layout. So this one here was the building one. This one was built 9/19. So very recently, almost about a month ago. So this building's about a month old. You can kind of definitely see some very open concept flooring. I'm still trying to get the lockers and stuff put in these hallways. But like I said, still haven't got to that. Same with the gyms. Still haven't built those, which that will be in each back parts of these buildings. So you kind of walk into these school rooms and you kind of just see this is the layout of all the rooms pretty much. Like I said, identical, so we're not going to go in every room because that's going to take a bunch of time. So just to kind of show you like what the rooms kind of look like. And of course, how I designed this was really kind of weird, but I just kind of went along with it. So as you can see, there's not really, because all these are just classrooms. You don't see no bathrooms or stuff like that. I mean, I still want to make it realistic as possible, but like I said, there's no really bathrooms down this hall. So I decided this little cool ideal, and I was like, why don't I just build the bathrooms into the stairwells? So we get into the stairwells here. As you can kind of see, these I really struggled with, especially once the new buildings were constructed, or that one next to us is being constructed, because for some reason is in the draw out and the layout of these when I did them, because I completely did all these buildings, just thought them up and just built them as I went in my head. So for some reason, this building I think is a little bit smaller than these two. So these two got more hallway space, or more like corridor spaces for the stairs, than this one did. So I can probably recorrect it again, but at the same time, it's like the building's already done. I said maybe in the future I'll mess with it, but right now it's like it's not really a necessary thing. So, but as you can see, this first one, you got your first steps, and then you have this little room. I decided to make this one the first floor bathroom, so this one obviously be like a male, female. Um, so that would be like the male one over there, and then the female one over here. So it's kind of basically these are the first floor restrooms, and then of course you come up, and then you have the second story restrooms. So you have like this one, same concept. These are all kind of different in their own ways. So it's kind of the same way on the other hall. You just walk down here, and then boom, there's another restroom. So that's how that worked out. And then we're on the second floor here. Basically, same concept. I'll show you in kind of each room upstairs, each room of each stairwell or each floor, but that's about it. So same kind of thing. Then we'll go up here again, and then this room, I don't really know what happened here, but I'm definitely going to have to correct this or just close this panel off because it just does not look right. And then I think these were meant to be storage rooms, I believe, because there is a actual restroom area up here. So you walk in this one, and this one's a little bit different than how the other floors were. So as you guys can see, the roof is completely gone. It actually did used to have a huge glass dome above this, but it was a really crappy design, and I just did not like it. And once I built that building and built that like that, I was like, I kind of want to just put that exact type dome on this one. So that's what I'm currently doing with this building. In the process, I just took the whole glass dome out first. So this is the cafeteria of this first building. It's so weird that it's on the top floor, but you know, we're creative. I'm creative. I like doing creative stuff, so that's what came out of this. So of course you got your little lunch area where, of course, it's still yet to be constructed. Still have to finish all the interiors of this building, and of course you have their little freezer here for all their food stuff, and that's about it for that. It's going to be the same concept for the other twin buildings, pretty much identical. And then, of course, you walk through here, you have your hallway. Of course, you look through these rooms, they're pretty much identical again, except they're not as many because this one, there's about the same exact rooms except for one room. I think it was this one here that I just made into the restrooms. So, of course, they're identical. Same thing on the other side, identical, just haven't got the fittings or anything fully completed with them yet. And then I'll show you, or I showed you one of these rooms. So, other than that, that's about it with this building. Like I said, it's pretty much all almost done. Just have to finish the final touches, and other than that, it'll be complete. So let me go ahead and take you over to the second building. So of course there will be more updates with these buildings as I get further along with them. They're just kind of taking a little bit of time because, like I said, I do have a personal life outside of gaming, so sometimes they don't get touched for quite a while. So it just depends. So we walk into our next building here, as you guys can see, pretty much identical, except I did something different with this one. So as you guys can see with the other building here, the doors were just all spread out throughout. And with these, I decided to change it to where they were just right next to each other. And you also can see a different design with the lighting. So I'll probably eventually end up doing it with that building over there. I don't know what I was thinking with the light situation over there at the time. But after I created this one, and I really like the lights design now because they're in the ceiling, they're not sticking out the way they are, so it just looks a lot more better this way. It just looks cleaner to me. So this is what the second building got. The second building definitely got some upgrades and better designs. Like I said, they're twin buildings, so your first one you're not the best at. The second one you can make the improvements on, and even the third one you can make improvements on. So we'll see how the third one comes up, if it's going to be any better or if it's going to be exactly the same, because like I said earlier, I think the measurements was off slightly with this building compared to these two, because these two are absolutely identical. I have measured them out completely and they are completely spot on. So I think this one will kind of be almost the final redesign or the final design of that third building. So y'all have kind of seen these rooms, so I kind of went through a couple of them. I'll kind of show you these two on this side to kind of show you how they look like, but yeah, basically the same. And then we'll walk up these hallways, or these stairwells here, and as you guys can see, these are a little bit different. So, as I told you guys before, with that building over there, the hallways were a little bit shorter compared to these. They got a lot more room. I don't know how, but I'll try to figure that out later on down the road. And of course, I did the same exact kind of thing. Bathrooms, first floor bathrooms, second floor bathrooms, stuff like that. So you got that, and then we go upstairs to the second floor. Kind of the same layout here. Of course, you got the same rooms, basically like identical. These are yet to still have windows get put on them, but other than that, they're mostly completed. And then you'll go up to the third floor, which is kind of getting to where that same kind of layout, except this one's a little bit different. This one's actually finished with an actual roof. So it looks a lot more cleaner than I feel like the other one did. So that other one's going to look kind of weird, but they're almost going to look identically the same. Still yet to put lighting up here, so that's still yet to be done. Like I said, this one is still under construction. I had this wild idea that I wanted to make that pool building, so I kind of put this building on pause and immediately constructed this one. So we're definitely... I go through these random spells at times when I'm playing Minecraft. Like, I won't not necessarily get bored of building these huge structures, but it gets to the point I just want to take a break from them because I could think of different ideals that I want. Oh, excuse me. Think of different ideals that I want to do, and I just get to the point I'm like, yeah, I just want to take a break. Like this one's mostly done, and then just move on to the next one. So this one has a different layout. So with that other building on the third floor, you seen it had a classroom here and then the bathrooms here. I kind of wanted to change that with this one this time and just make this one closest to the cafeteria as possible. So, you know, you have the restrooms right next to the cafeteria. And then, of course, we're looking at the classrooms, basically the same, except these do not have roofs yet. So these top floors still need to be complete. I kind of started here, and that's how far I got. So that's about it. So this is the end of this video on these main construction buildings, and then I kind of want to show you some more buildings that I'm working on and then just go on from there. So we will go over to this building over here. This one is basically still just mapped out. This one is actually planned to be a theater, just when it's going to be fully constructed. I don't know, as you guys can see, it is very, very huge. Luckily, theaters really don't take much. You basically just have all these rooms that are just theater spaces, and then you got your hallways, and your entrances and stuff like that, concessions, bathrooms. So these are pretty easy to construct. It's just mainly getting them up, getting the design, or getting all the blocks in place, and eventually we will get there with this construction. So I will go ahead and show you guys this final building over here. I don't really want to go into much detail with this one because it's not fully not fully finished by the creator yet. And I did not create this building. This was actually something that my husband created. So he actually started on making this whole street corner for me to kind of start building the roads and stuff, because I've never been really known for building roads in my past worlds. So this was definitely a start. And of course, he made his own McDonald's. It's kind of the old McDonald's theme, which a lot of us are familiar with, especially us in our 20s and 30s, in our childhoods. It brings back a lot of nostalgia. So I really like it. I do like making modern McDonald's. I have done them before, but this one, for a little display piece, it works perfect. So it's a little bit smaller, I feel like, but at the same time, I'm used to making like really huge, tall, high ceiling buildings. So I said, it's his own creation, it's his own. So I'm not going to judge him for that. And I said, honestly, my personal opinion, no one should really judge people's creations, because, you know, everyone has their own creations and own looks on things. So do keep that in mind before judging somebody, because I'm like I said, if anyone judges my creations, I'm just going to be like, you know, basically what I'm explaining in this video or what I'm explaining to you now. So, um, other than that, that's about it of this video. I said I will have some more updates coming up here soon. So I will make them more. I might just do not live streams, but actual videos of me just building these buildings. So we might do that one on that third school building, but we'll see how this video goes first, and then we'll make that decision once we get there. But until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one.